potato and cheese soup. Hi, welcome to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. I'm Sonaka, and the recipe that I've got for you today is a perfect winter soup recipe. So what we're making today is a potato and cheese soup. Let's take a look at all the ingredients we need to make this. Peeled and cubed potatoes, cheddar cheese, mozzarella cheese, garlic, chopped onions, thyme, crushed black pepper, salt, vegetable stock. Now that we've seen all the ingredients to make this recipe, let's start making it. For that, what we're going to do is we're going to chop some garlic first. And while I'm chopping the garlic, I'm going to heat some oil in a pan. So once the oil is moderately hot, we're going to add the garlic into the pan. Once you can see that the garlic is brown slightly, we're going to add in the chopped onions. And now we're going to saute this on a slightly medium heat till the onions go light pink in color. Once you see that the onions have gone slightly brown in color, we're going to add in the potatoes. So we washed and peeled and cut the potato into thin cubes. And now we're going to saute this for about 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, that's it. So while the potatoes are sauteing over here, I've got some thyme with me. We're using fresh thyme. I'm just going to chop this up finely and we'll add this to the pan. So now let's add the thyme to the pan. So I'm going to give this a good mix and we're going to cover and cook this till the potatoes go nice and soft and mashy. Let's check on the potatoes and see if they're like almost done. So these seem pretty fine right now. At this stage, I'm going to add in some vegetable stock. Now I've added a little bit of vegetable stock. We're going to continue to cook the potatoes in this so that they start to release a lot of their starch, which is going to help to thicken the soup up. So now we're going to cover this and let it cook. The potatoes have been cooking for about 5 to 7 minutes. Now I'm just going to check and see if they're almost cooked. They are boiled, but they've still got a slight bite to it. At this stage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mash these slightly. So we don't want to completely puree these because you still want a bite of the potatoes in your soup, but you want to roughly mash them. Now once you've more or less mashed this, we're going to add some more of the stock to this because we're making a soup. So a couple of cups of stock and give it a good mix again. At this stage, we're also going to salt this. So I'm going to add some salt for seasoning. Since we're making a potato and a cheese soup and we're using cheddar cheese in this, so you could go a little easy on the salt because cheddar cheese is pretty salty in itself. Next, we're going to add some crushed black pepper. We're keeping the flavors in the soup really simple, but at the same time, it's fabulous to taste. Now we're going to cover and cook this on a low heat for about 5 to 6 minutes till the soup slightly thickens and it all comes together beautifully. So this potato and cheese soup has been bubbling away for about 10 minutes now, and we're going to check and see if it's thickened. It has thickened slightly, and in case if you want a slightly thicker soup, you could always add in a slurry of refined flour or of whole wheat flour to make it thicker, but I'm fine with a soup of this consistency. At this stage, I'm going to add in some cheddar cheese. You could use any kind of cheese. Cream cheese in the soup tastes fabulous, but today I'm going to be using cheddar. So I'm going to add in some grated cheddar cheese. And we're going to mix this well so the cheese melts and you get a flavor of cheese right through the soup. We are also using mozzarella cheese in this recipe, and I've got a chunk of mozzarella cheese over here that I'm going to cut into tiny cubes. And these taste great because you get a bite of this really amazing stringy cheese in the middle of a nice hot warm potato soup. So we're going to cut this into tiny bits. So now I'm going to add in the mozzarella cheese. And we're going to give this a good mix. Now we're going to bring this to one final boil and then we're ready to serve. So the mozzarella cheese cubes that we've added to the soup has gone nice and squishy after giving the soup the last boil. And now we're going to quickly serve it. So I'm just going to pour a ladleful into this bowl. Now we can garnish this with a sprig of parsley and we're all ready to have this lovely, warm, amazing winter soup.